Lesson number 96 is about the difference of two squares theorem. Our first problem asks us to solve. We have p squared equals 16. What this problem is saying is what number squared equals 16? And this might look pretty straightforward, and it is. Because we know that 4 squared equals 16. And if we know 4 squared equals 16, that gives us one possible value of p. But don't be too quick when you work with these problems, because you also need to think about what other number multiplied by itself equals 16. Do you know what other number multiplied by itself equals 16? Well, perhaps you said negative 4, because negative 4 times negative 4 also equals positive 16. So our answer here could be 4, or it could be negative 4. So the way we write it is p is equal to 4 or negative 4. In a more simple way we could say that is to say p equals plus or minus 4. Positive 4, negative 4. And we write in just that one step. And we've got our final answer. Let's look at a few more. Let's solve. P squared equals 41. P squared equals 41. Now if we're working with that, we know 41 has no perfect square. It's somewhere between 6 and 7, but we're not exactly sure where. And we don't want to round our answer. We don't want an imprecise decimal here. We want our answer to be as precise as possible. So what we know p squared is equal to 41, so we could say p is going to be equal to the square root of 41. Whatever that number is. It doesn't matter exactly what it is, because this is exactly what it is. If we took a decimal and we rounded it, we're losing precision. But remember, it's the positive version or the negative version, because we're talking about something squared. So we can multiply the square root of 41 times the square root of 41 to get 41. Or we could multiply negative the square root of 41 times negative the square root of 41 in order to get 41. So we've got our final answer. Whenever we have something that's not a perfect square, we'll leave it in terms of our square root. Here we have k squared equals 13. So 13 is not a perfect square. This is actually the type of problem you might hope for, because you can say k is going to be equal to plus or minus the square root of what number? Well, it must be 13, because that's what we're looking for, the square root of 13. So we're all done. K is equal to plus or minus 13. Believe it or not, that's our whole lesson for today. Our lesson practice will be on page 403. Make sure you've got your notes complete, and I'll see you during our next class.